A point of order, Jami-Lee Ross.
Speaker, I understand when a split vote is cast, it's incumbent on the member casting the split vote to provide to the House a list of names of those that voted. I understand that hasn't happened yet with the Labour Party, and can the House please have that list from the Labour Party?
It is an obligation on the part of the Labour Party. It is a slightly complicated area because, as members are aware, the party has not taken a position, but I am working on the basis that the Labour Junior Whip exercised a set of proxies, and it is an obligation on her to provide a list of those members for whom she was exercising a proxy and the direction of their vote. They should have been given to the clerk at the time of the vote, and I'm sure that Mr Lees Galloway will work with the whip in order to remedy the omission. Thank you. Barbara Courager.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. It's a pleasure to take a call tonight in support of my colleague Chris Bishop's bill on financial assistance for live organ donors. And I think this is a special opportunity to acknowledge those who have already given organ donations, both living and unfortunately those who have passed away through circumstances beyond their control. Because there are two types of organ donations. There are the live and the ones who have had brain injuries, which often results from head injuries or strokes. And a lot of those injuries actually have happened as a result of car accidents. And my information tells me that it's about between 88 and 150 of about 30,000 deaths in New Zealand are actually in circumstances that allow for organ donation. And it's also a credit to society that car accidents in the last 15 to 20 years, given that there's so many more cars and so much bigger population, the number of car accidents has dropped, and it's making that a less, which is a good thing, and that's actually making less organs available from donations for that source, and long may that continue. And it's also noted that there's large public support for this. In a recent Colmar-Brunton poll, 67% of people agreed to compensation, similar to something that's based on ACC. So organ donation rates in New Zealand are improving, but they're not improving fast enough. And as the member Kevin Haig alluded to before, the need for organ donation is growing, particularly around diseases like diabetes. And while I acknowledge that nobody in New Zealand would want to be doing this for money, certainly the money will help, because there are a lot of people that would love to do this for family members and simply cannot afford to take the time off work or take the time away from other needs of their families to be able to do this. And I know the effort that it takes for some people, because I've got a friend at the moment who's going through quite a program, and it's involving her own health, her own weight, everything about her, so that she can actually be in a fit state to give her kidney to her husband, who's dearly in need of a kidney transplant at some point in time. So I know that people make that effort out of great love, and I know there's other people that would continue to make that effort out of great love for the person that they want to donate for. It's just unfortunate that some people can't put themselves in that position. So while the funding in budget 2014, there was $4 million allocated over 4 years to set up around the National Renal Transplant Service. It covers donor liaison coordinators and a continuation of the New Zealand Kidney Exchange Program, which is great, and that follows up from money that was in the budget in 2012, which was to raise awareness and encourage more people. So despite being set up for help with kidney donations and the awareness and people know about it, actually there's not so many people coming forward, and I believe that the reason for this bill will help to change some of that circumstance. It's also really we need to, while people don't do this for money, the Chief Executive of the Ministry of Social Development under what's proposed in this bill will need to be satisfied that the applicant has given their free and informed consent to become a live donor. So that's very, very important. I look forward to this bill coming to the Health Select Committee. It's a committee that works very well together, and despite there being the small glitch that the member Kevin Haig alluded to before, I believe that this bill is going to come out in a good space, and it will encourage more people to come forward and save the lives of a few people. And I guess tonight we've had quite an afternoon and quite an evening talking about rugby in the House, and one of our greatest rugby stars, Jonah Lomu, has been one of those people who has gone through that process quite openly and quite publicly, and I think that's something that we're all very, very grateful for, and I will imagine that there are a lot of people in this House who have also been touched by family members and people going through. So while it's increasing
Order, the member's time has expired.
Thank you.